In the heart of a small village, nestled between snowy hills and rolling fields, stood a humble stable. Year after year, there was one sight that remained constant: an old, loyal horse standing steadfastly at the door. For 3 long years, it had never strayed, never wandered, never given up its post. Each day it would wait patiently, its head bowed and its eyes gazing out into the distance, as though it was waiting for something, or someone, important. Every Christmas, without fail, the horse would return to the same spot. While the villagers went about their preparations for the holiday, the horse stood still, silent, as if it was part of the landscape itself. Some villagers began to take notice. The familiar presence of the horse, year after year, became a source of curiosity. They saw it standing there through the seasons, through the harsh winter winds, through the warmth of summer, and the crisp mornings of fall. But it was during Christmas that its vigil seemed the most poignant. The villagers couldn't help but wonder, why did the horse stand there season after season? What was it waiting for? Was it just a creature of habit, following some routine? Or was there a deeper meaning to its unwavering presence? As Christmas approached once again, the mystery surrounding the horse only deepened. Its calm stance spoke volumes, and the villagers, with their minds full of holiday cheer, couldn't help but feel a subtle tug of suspense in the air. Why did the horse return year after year, especially at Christmas? Was it waiting for something to happen, or perhaps for someone to return? The tension grew, and the village buzzed with speculation, each person quietly hoping that the true reason behind the horse's silent vigil would soon be revealed. As the years passed, the horse became more than just a familiar sight in the village. It became a living symbol of loyalty and patience. Its quiet presence, unshaken by the passage of time, stirred something deep within the hearts of the villagers. They couldn't help but feel moved by its unwavering dedication, standing silently at the stable door as if nothing else in the world mattered but this single act of waiting. Each Christmas, as the village prepared for the holiday season, the horse's presence seemed to grow more profound. Its vigil during the festive season became a part of the village's tradition, with families whispering stories of the horse's loyalty as they decorated their homes and lit their Christmas trees. Some spoke of the horse's devotion with admiration, while others quietly pondered the true reason behind its years-long wait. The villagers began to speculate about the horse's purpose. Was it waiting for a lost owner to return? Or perhaps it was expecting someone or something special to appear just in time for Christmas. Whispers of stories and theories spread like wildfire. Some believed the horse had been abandoned and was waiting for a rescue. Others suggested it was waiting for a reunion, a moment long anticipated. Whatever the reason, the horse's steadfastness filled the air with a sense of mystery and anticipation. With each passing year, the villagers' curiosity only deepened. Why did it wait, season after season? What made the horse stand there with such unshakable patience? The answers were elusive, but the questions became more pressing as Christmas approached. The suspense mounted as everyone wondered, what would finally happen when the door opened? What was the horse truly waiting for? The quiet anticipation built, making the holiday season feel just a little more magical, as if something extraordinary might happen at any moment. As each Christmas season approached, the horse's vigil at the stable door became more and more noticeable. What had once been a quiet, solitary act had now grown into a ritual that the entire village could not ignore. Year after year, as the holiday lights twinkled and the air turned cold, the horse stood there, unwavering and patient, gazing at the stable door with an intensity that seemed to suggest it was waiting for something monumental. At first, the villagers thought little of it, assuming it was simply part of the horse's routine. After all, horses are creatures of habit. However, as the years passed and the horse continued its silent watch, some began to believe there was more to the story. Could this be more than just a routine? Was there a deeper meaning to its persistence? The townspeople's curiosity grew with each passing Christmas. Whispers spread through the streets as people speculated on the horse's true intentions. Some thought it was waiting for its long-lost owner, someone who had disappeared years ago, never to be heard from again. Others wondered if the horse was waiting for a special visitor, a person or event that would mark the end of its long vigil. The mystery surrounding the horse's actions began to captivate the imagination of everyone in the village, and the whispers grew louder. Could this behavior be a sign of something magical? Was the horse a symbol of hope, embodying the Christmas spirit of patience and belief? With the holiday season in full swing, the suspense in the air became almost palpable. The villagers, now more than ever, felt as though something extraordinary was on the verge of happening. The horse had become more than just a creature in their midst. It had become a living symbol of longing, loyalty, and the promise of something miraculous. The closer Christmas drew, the more the villagers wondered, would this be the year that the horse's wait finally ended? Would the door open, revealing the long-awaited reunion or event they had all hoped for? The anticipation was building, and the true meaning of the horse's vigil was now a topic of every conversation, as if the very essence of Christmas depended on the answer. As Christmas Eve drew closer, the village was filled with the excitement of the holiday season. Yet, amidst the bustling preparations and cheerful celebrations, one sight stood out in the quiet of the village: the horse, ever faithful, standing motionless by the stable door. Its posture was unwavering, its gaze fixed intently on the door, as though it knew something the villagers did not. The horse had not strayed from its post for years, but now, as the holiday neared, the air around it seemed to hum with an unspoken anticipation. Each day, as the crisp winter air settled over the village, the horse continued its vigil, never showing signs of fatigue or restlessness. Its eyes, bright and expectant, remained locked on the stable door, as though waiting for the precise moment when it would finally open. The villagers, many of whom had seen the horse standing there year after year, began to sense that something was different this time. There was a palpable tension in the air, a growing feeling that something extraordinary was about to unfold. As Christmas Day approached, the sense of wonder spread throughout the village. What was the horse waiting for? Was it simply a creature of habit, following an instinct, or was there something more profound at play? The mystery deepened, and the villagers could not help but speculate. Some thought it was waiting for its long-lost owner, who would finally return to reunite with it on Christmas. Others whispered that the horse had been waiting for a miracle, a sign from the heavens that this Christmas would be unlike any other. The suspense was now at its peak. Every time someone passed the stable, they would glance at the horse, feeling the tension building in their chest. Could this be the year when the long wait would come to an end? Would the door finally open, revealing the long-awaited change? The villagers, filled with awe and wonder, eagerly anticipated the moment when the mystery would be revealed, hoping that Christmas would bring not just the joy of the season, but also the answer to the horse's silent, patient vigil. As Christmas Eve approached, the quiet village buzzed with anticipation. But there was one mystery that had captured the hearts and minds of the townspeople: the horse standing vigil by the stable door. The villagers, having watched the horse year after year, couldn't help but notice the intensity of its gaze. This year, something was different. The air seemed charged with an unspoken promise, and every conversation seemed to revolve around the same question: what was the horse waiting for? The villagers' speculations grew more intense as Christmas drew nearer. Some believed the horse was waiting for its long-lost owner to return, thinking perhaps the bond between them was so deep that it had created a silent pact. They whispered that maybe, just maybe, the horse was waiting for the moment when its owner would finally come back and open that door, and the reunion would be as magical as Christmas itself. Others, more superstitious, wondered if the horse was waiting for a miracle, some unseen event that would change everything. Could it be a sign? Was the horse a messenger of something greater? With each passing day, The suspense among the villagers grew. They watched the horse with rapt attention, wondering if the door would finally open, if the horse's patience would be rewarded. Children dared each other to make bets, asking if they would see the horse's wait come to an end before Christmas morning arrived. The older townsfolk, filled with a mixture of awe and curiosity, discussed the possibility of a miracle unfolding before their very eyes. As Christmas Eve settled over the village, a sense of wonder and suspense filled the air. The once cold and quiet stable had become a focal point of hope. It was no longer just the horse's vigil. It was a symbol of something bigger, a beacon of patience, loyalty, and the anticipation of something miraculous. Would this Christmas be the one when the horse's wait would finally end? The villagers held their breath, hoping that the answer would soon be revealed. On the night of Christmas Eve, a sense of magic hung in the air, as if the very stars themselves were holding their breath. The villagers, gathered in their homes, had no idea that a moment of true wonder was about to unfold right before their eyes. The horse, as it had every year, stood unwavering by the stable door, its gaze fixed on the closed entrance as if willing it to open. But this Christmas Eve was different. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, a faint creak broke the stillness of the night. At first it was so soft that only the keenest ears could hear it. The stable door, which had remained locked and silent for years, began to shift. Slowly, inch by inch, the door creaked open. It was as if the wood itself was reluctant to part, yet somehow compelled to reveal what lay behind it. The villagers, watching from their windows or gathering in small groups near the stable, could hardly believe their eyes. The moment they had all been waiting for had finally arrived. The door, which had seemed so steadfastly shut for years, was opening. The air was thick with tension, every heartbeat feeling like an eternity as the horse stood stock still, watching the door with unblinking eyes. What would happen next? Would the horse's wait be over? Would this Christmas Eve bring the reunion they had all speculated about, or was something more extraordinary unfolding? The tension reached its peak, and for a moment, it felt as if the world had stopped spinning. The villagers, filled with a mixture of hope and disbelief, waited for the next moment to unfold, their hearts racing along with the rising suspense. The magic of Christmas had arrived, but in what form? As the stable door finally cracked wide open, the villagers gasped in awe. Through the dim light that spilled from the crack, a figure emerged, moving slowly but steadily toward the waiting horse. The crowd fell silent, their hearts pounding with anticipation. There, standing before them, was the long-lost owner of the horse, a person thought to be gone forever, leaving behind only a memory of love and longing. The horse, its patience unwavering for 3 long years, perked up instantly. Its eyes, filled with recognition and tenderness, locked onto the figure. For a moment it seemed as though time itself had stopped. The air was thick with emotion, and even the stars above seemed to shine brighter as if watching this miraculous moment unfold. The owner, their face weathered by time and travel, stepped forward. And with each step, the distance between them and the horse seemed to vanish. The horse whinnied softly, its tail flicking in excitement as it took a few cautious steps toward the person it had been waiting for all this time. Without hesitation, it nuzzled its head into the owner's chest, a gesture of pure love and devotion. The owner's hands, trembling with emotion, reached down to stroke the horse's mane, their face softening into a smile. The villagers, watching from a distance, felt tears welling in their eyes. They had witnessed something extraordinary, a true testament to loyalty, patience, and love. The emotional reunion between the horse and its owner was nothing short of a miracle, a moment that seemed to echo the true spirit of Christmas, the power of waiting, of never giving up on love, and of the magical connections that bind us all. In that quiet moment, amidst the cold winter night, the bond between the horse and its owner was rekindled, as if the years of separation had never been. The villagers stood in awe, deeply moved by the beauty of the reunion. It was clear to them now. The horse had not only been waiting for its owner, but also for the very essence of Christmas: love, hope, and the miracle of reunion. The horse's unwavering vigil had lasted for 3 long years. But it wasn't simply a routine. It was driven by something far more powerful: loyalty. Every day, in rain or snow, the horse stood faithfully by the stable door, its eyes fixed on the distant horizon, waiting for the person it loved and missed the most. There was no explanation needed for its actions. The horse's heart understood something that the villagers only began to realize as Christmas Day unfolded. As the story of the horse's devotion spread throughout the village, the true significance of its vigil became clearer. The horse was not merely waiting for a passerby or a change in its routine. It was waiting for its owner, the one it had loved with all its heart. Even in the absence of its owner, the horse had maintained hope, standing at the door year after year, patiently believing that someday, somehow, it would be reunited with the one it had lost. Then, on Christmas Day, the impossible happened. After years of silence, the stable door creaked open, revealing the long-absent owner, who had returned just as the horse had hoped. The villagers watched in awe as the reunion unfolded, marveling at the deep bond between the two. It was a moment that transcended time, a testament to the power of loyalty that had endured through years of waiting. The miracle wasn't just in the return of the owner, it was in the horse's devotion that had made it possible. The horse's steadfast love had never wavered, and in the end, it was that devotion that brought them back together. The villagers, deeply moved, realized that this was the true power of loyalty, a love so strong it could overcome time and distance, bringing about miracles. This Christmas, they understood that the greatest gifts were not those wrapped in shiny paper, but the ones born from true devotion. The horse's journey had been one of hope, patience, and love, values that reminded everyone that loyalty, no matter how long the wait, has the power to bring miracles into our lives. The villagers stood in quiet awe, witnessing the emotional reunion between the horse and its long-lost owner. The air was thick with a sense of reverence as the stable door slowly creaked open, revealing a moment that none of them would ever forget. They had watched, year after year, as the horse stood patiently by the door, seemingly waiting for something, and now they understood. This wasn't just a horse following a routine, it was an embodiment of loyalty, love, and hope. As the owner and horse embraced, the villagers felt an overwhelming sense of emotion. Tears welled up in many eyes as they witnessed the power of devotion that had withstood the test of time. The reunion wasn't just a miraculous event. It was a profound reminder of what really matters in life. The villagers who had gathered to celebrate Christmas found themselves reflecting on their own relationships, on the times they had waited for something or someone, and on the power of patience and faith. In the midst of their own busy lives, the villagers had been given a lesson in the simplicity and beauty of love. They realized that sometimes the greatest gifts aren't those wrapped in paper or purchased from stores. They are the ones that take time to materialize. The greatest gifts are those we wait for, often with unwavering faith, and the bonds that grow stronger over time. The suspense that had surrounded the horse's vigil was replaced by a deep sense of peace as the villagers reflected on what they had just witnessed. The miracle was not just the return of the owner, it was the lesson the horse had taught them. Patience, loyalty, and love were the true foundations of miracles, and they could create a ripple effect that touched not only the horse and its owner, but the hearts of everyone who witnessed their story. As the villagers returned to their own homes, the magic of the moment lingered in the air. They had learned that even the smallest acts of loyalty, no matter how long the wait, had the power to create the most profound change. This Christmas, the gift of patience and love was one they would carry with them, a treasure far more valuable than anything that could be wrapped and placed under a tree. As the final moments of the reunion unfolded, the true meaning of Christmas became clear to everyone who had gathered to witness the miracle. The story of the horse's 3-year vigil was no longer just a tale of loyalty. It had transformed into a living representation of the deeper Christmas spirit, love, patience, and the joy of reunion. The horse had waited faithfully, standing by the stable door year after year, not for a material gift, but for the return of the one it loved most. This simple act of devotion spoke volumes to the villagers, who had watched in silence for so long, wondering what the horse was waiting for. Now, with the reunion unfolding before their eyes, they understood. It wasn't just the return of a lost owner that mattered, it was the connection that had never been broken, no matter the time apart. The villagers felt their hearts swell with emotion as they reflected on the lesson before them. Christmas wasn't about extravagant gifts or decorations. It was about the connections we share with the people and animals we love. It was about being there for each other, even when distance and time seemed to separate us. The horse's years of waiting were a testament to that enduring bond, and the reunion was a powerful reminder that love, even in its quietest forms, endures. The villagers, now deeply moved, realized that the most precious gifts were not those bought with money, but those forged through patience, loyalty, and the genuine affection we have for one another. As the night sky sparkled with Christmas lights, the villagers began to see their world a little differently. The magic of the season wasn't just in the decorations or the presents. It was in the relationships they held dear, in the way they cared for one another, and in the quiet moments of waiting that held the promise of something beautiful. This Christmas, they had witnessed a miracle that would stay with them forever. The horse's 3-year wait was not just a story to be told, but a truth to live by. The best gifts in life are the ones that come from the heart, and the love we share is the greatest treasure of all. As the villagers returned to their homes, they carried with them a renewed sense of hope and connection. This was a Christmas to remember, a reminder that, above all, love and loyalty are the most precious gifts we can give and receive. As the Christmas celebrations began to wind down, the villagers couldn't help but reflect on the powerful lesson they had just witnessed. The horse's journey had unfolded before their eyes, revealing a story not just of patience, but of profound faith and hope. For 3 long years, the horse had stood at the stable door, unwavering, trusting that its wait would one day be rewarded. In a world that often moves too fast, where we expect instant results, the horse's steadfast vigil was a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest rewards come from waiting, from holding on to hope even when the outcome seems impossible. The horse's loyalty was not just to its owner, but to the belief that love would ultimately triumph, that faith would lead to reunion. As the villagers looked around at each other, the atmosphere grew heavy with reflection. The miracle they had witnessed wasn't just about the return of a lost owner. It was about the power of belief. It was a reminder that hope, even in the darkest of times, could bring about extraordinary change. They realized that Christmas was more than just a time for celebration. It was a time for reflection on all that truly mattered. The horse's journey had shown them that, like the horse, they too could hold on to hope, trust in the process, and wait for the miracles that life might bring. It was a lesson in faith, that sometimes the things we hope for are just around the corner, waiting to unfold when the time is right. The villagers were left with a sense of awe, deeply moved by the realization that the miracle of Christmas was not just about what we receive, but about what we give, our loyalty, our love, and our faith in one another. As the night grew quiet, a feeling of peace settled over the village. The lesson in hope and faith, delivered so beautifully by the horse, would remain in their hearts for years to come. In the end, they all understood that miracles don't always happen in the way we expect them. Sometimes they come quietly, in the form of unwavering loyalty and patience, proving that love truly has the power to make the impossible possible. This Christmas, the villagers learned that the true magic lies in believing, in waiting with hope, and in never giving up on the ones we love. As the Christmas story neared its end, The true essence of the holiday became clear. While the reunion of the horse and its owner was undeniably miraculous, the real gift of Christmas lay in the powerful lesson the villagers had learned. The horse's devotion, its years of waiting, its quiet hope, had taught them something far deeper than any material gift ever could. In the stillness of Christmas Day, as the villagers gathered to reflect on the events, they realized that the most precious treasures in life are not the things we can buy, but the love we give and receive. The horse had not waited for something material, but for the one thing that truly mattered to it: the return of its owner, the person it loved and trusted. The villagers were left with a profound sense of peace, understanding that loyalty, patience, and love were the greatest gifts of all. The horse's journey was a living testament to the power of waiting for what truly matters, believing that love and faith could bring about even the most impossible of reunions. As the story concluded, the villagers' hearts were full, not of the excitement of presents or celebrations, but of a deep, quiet understanding that the most valuable things in life cannot be measured by money or status. They are found in the connections we share, the kindness we give, and the hope we carry, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. This Christmas, the greatest gift was not the reunion itself, but the reminder that love is the most enduring and transformative force we have. It was a gift that transcended time, space, and material possessions, a gift that would remain in their hearts long after the Christmas season had passed. In the end, they understood that the real magic of Christmas was not in receiving gifts, but in learning to give of ourselves, to wait with patience, and to trust in the power of love to bring about miracles. And that, the villagers knew, was the true gift of Christmas. The reunion of the horse and its owner marked not only the end of a long wait, but the beginning of something new, a chapter filled with renewed faith, hope, and love. The villagers, having witnessed such a powerful testament to loyalty and devotion, felt their hearts swell with a newfound understanding of what Christmas truly represented. The horse's years of waiting had brought them a gift far beyond anything material, a reminder that patience and love are the foundations of all that truly matters in life. The owner, reunited with the horse after years apart, could now see the depth of the animal's loyalty. Its love had withstood time and distance, waiting for the one it trusted most. Together they symbolized the power of unwavering commitment, showing that even when it seems like everything is lost, love has a way of finding its way back. As Christmas came to a close, the village was filled with a quiet reverence. People began to see the holiday not just as a time for presents or celebrations, but as a symbol of faith and renewal. The lessons of loyalty, love, and patience became a part of their lives, shaping their understanding of the world and their relationships with others. In the final moments of the story, the villagers gathered together, reflecting on the unforgettable events that had unfolded. And as they did, they were reminded of the powerful truth that sometimes the best Christmas gifts are not the ones we can touch or see, but the ones we've waited for, the ones that require patience, faith, and belief in something greater than ourselves. The story ends with a final touching reminder. Love bridges the distance between time and space. It transcends all barriers, and when we wait with hope in our hearts, the most impossible of dreams can come true. The horse's wait and the love it represented was the greatest gift of all. And Christmas had become more than a holiday. It had become a symbol of the miracles that unfold when we trust in the power of love.